US President Donald Trump now says that his country does not want to police the Middle East. His country does not want to spend precious lives in the region. It's time for Americans to come and rebuild. What more, the US President says it's time people fought their own battles. The President also says Russia, Iran and Syria are the local enemy of the terror group Islamic State. In an exclusive interview with the World is One's Ramesh Ramachandran in the month of June last year, Syrian President Bashar al-Assad talked about the role of the West, particularly America, in the Syrian war. Listen in to what he had to say then.
Mr. President, you mentioned the names of some terrorist groups. You mentioned the names of some countries, including Saudi Arabia and other countries. But if I were to ask you, Mr. President, who or what do you blame for the crisis in Syria today?
If I want to be objective, we always say that if you don't have your own, let's say, defects in your society, in your country, the external factor would be minimal. So we always talk about our mistakes or our loopholes or defects. But at the end, we didn't bring the terrorists, we didn't support the terrorists, we didn't support this ideology. Mainly who started this conflict was Qatar, under the supervision and the endorsement of the Western countries, mainly France and UK at the very beginning. But when you talk about France and UK, they wouldn't do something without the permission of the United States. We all know that the real mentor is the United States, but they allow others to play different roles. So if you want to blame about who supported the terrorists and who started this bloodletting and bloodshedding in Syria, was the West and Qatar, and later Saudi Arabia, 1 year later, joined the same effort. And of course Turkey, we wouldn't forget Turkey, who was the main player with the terrorists in Syria from the very, very beginning.